Hi, Barbara Wally here, orthopedic and sports certified physical therapist, here to talk to you about caffeine with nutrition and sports performance or high activity or high exercise loads. I just want to make a disclaimer again that I am not a registered dietitian or a nutritionist, but I have extensive training with my certification in sports. So I just wanted to talk to you about caffeine and its effects on the body. First, I'd like to summarize our previous video in regards to hydration and our other videos in regards to nutrition. So if you recall from the last video, 60% of our water intake comes from the actual fluids that we drink. About 30% of our fluid comes from fruits and vegetables. That's why it's important to make sure that you do consume your fruits and vegetables because we need that hydration and fiber. And about 10% of our fluid comes from actual metabolic processes where the production of water comes from breaking down the foods that we eat and just how our bodies function and run. Also, to review average intake of water, 9 to 12 8-ounce glasses, and the glasses come from cups, like an actual volumetric measurement of water. So 1 cup of water is a glass per day, so 9 to 12 cups or glasses a day. And you need to drink 1 cup or an 8-ounce glass of water every 10 to 20 minutes, depending on humidity and depending on other factors, how hard you're working, plus 2 to 3 cups. That's an 8-ounce cup of water for every pound lost of water when you exercise. So that's weighing yourself before and after an actual competition or exercise. And electrolytes are fantastic to replenish any salt lost, as well as chocolate milk is a really great post-exercise drink. I wouldn't drink it during, but definitely for after. So let's talk about caffeine. So caffeine is actually the most consumed drug in the world. Are you surprised? I'm not. I drink a lot of coffee. I know a lot of people who get up early in the morning have to drink something, and they'll usually end up drinking coffee or an energy drink or something along those lines. But it actually does have some performance enhancing effects. It can increase mental awareness. Anybody who's drank coffee in the morning knows that it does help increase your mental awareness. It also has a tendency to increase your metabolic rate. So all of your processes in your body tend to increase because it is a stimulant. And it can reduce fatigue. Well, jury's still out on that one depending on how tired you are, but it can give you a little boost of feeling less fatigued. But typically for a glass or a cup of coffee, it's 60 to 100 milligrams of coffee. Do note that Starbucks or other, coffee producers tend to have a little higher caffeine. A typical cup, the same amount, say versus a Folgers for Starbucks is about 130 milligrams. So it can be almost double what a regular cup of coffee from, say, Folgers, not to call out Folgers or anything. So just be aware that Starbucks does have higher caffeine. There's about 40 to 50 milligrams in soda. And don't forget that when you do drink caffeine, you are also getting the sugar in soda. And with many coffees, you're getting fat from the half and half or cream or milk, as well as a lot of sugar in the drink as well. So just be aware that you are not just consuming caffeine, but there's a lot other that goes with it as well. And do know that caffeine does have a tendency to dehydrate you. So for every cup that you drink of coffee or Starbucks, it could be really 2 cups of coffee, you really need to replenish your water with about an 8-ounce glass of water as well. And to make a good note, the International Olympic Committee, since the Olympics are coming up this summer in 2024, they actually limit how much coffee you can drink in a day. When they do drug test you, it usually evens out to about 5 to 6 cups of coffee a day. So they do try to limit how much caffeine people could be using to improve their performance. But of course, anybody who's had caffeine knows that it can have some side effects. It can make you a little bit more jittery. It can produce some gastrointestinal upset. You can actually get a little bit twitchy. You can have some heart rate changes. If you've ever had too much caffeine, you can feel like you get palpitations. And some people can get a facial flush and sweating as well. But energy drinks are another source of caffeine. Typically, there's about 80 milligrams, so kind of mid-range caffeine content in a Red Bull. But don't forget, there's usually added sugar in Red Bull. And then you talk about other energy drinks. There could be other additives like taurine and B vitamins to try to help with your energy levels. So there's always other things that come with some of these energy drinks as well. And you have to be very careful with the younger kids and the younger athletes because it's very easy to drink too much because it's not hot. A hot cup of coffee kind of slows you down inherently. But when you're talking about an energy drink, it's easy to chug one and then chug another. And sometimes you can actually get caffeine toxicity. Believe it or not, it can actually produce toxic effects and in some cases death. But some people do report an increase in performance, like we talked about before. It increases your awareness. It can make you feel less fatigued. And it can also help improve your metabolic rate overall, just the overall function of your body. But some do report it actually inhibits performance, which is interesting. Some people actually have an effect when they drink coffee. They feel more tired, their heart rate goes down, and they'll actually have the complete opposite of the effects that a lot of other people do, where their heart rate goes up. Some people may actually have their heart rate go down. So everybody's body is a little bit different. And you have to remember there is a tolerance that can be developed. If you've ever reduced your caffeine intake or tried to get off caffeine entirely and you drink something with caffeine, you realize, oh my goodness, I actually did develop a tolerance to the caffeine. So it's really hard to say. There's not a lot of evidence out there about dosage, about when you should drink caffeine if it's going to help with your performance. But there is a little bit of anecdotal evidence that maybe it does help improve your overall performance with athletics or exercise. But in summary, caffeine does dehydrate you. So remember to replenish whatever you are drinking with your caffeine with water or electrolyte beverages. That it can increase mental awareness, it can increase your metabolic rate or body function processes, and it can reduce your fatigue. But also be very, very careful with energy drinks and sugar additives in said energy drinks, and be very careful with the younger athletes. They can have a tendency to overconsume or have too much caffeine. And with coffees, you're going to get that added fat and sugar oftentimes when you get the lattes and the mochas and everything from Starbucks or other coffee carriers. But you can also develop a tolerance. But I hope this has been very helpful and very informative with this 4-part series with videos. And if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. And I have a lot of other videos. Not just nutrition, of course, but I am a physical therapist, so a lot of videos in regards to different aches and pains and physical therapy and things you can do and understand when it comes to physical therapy. So I hope this is helpful, and I hope you have a great day. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Bye-bye.